Hello! Today we are going to cover the topic of how to manage permissions for multiple sheets in Google Sheets. Let's start with the fact that setting up accesses is very important when working with a table, when our table is edited by multiple users at once. And accordingly, we have sheets that we only need to edit by the people who maintain this table, and sheets that are for everyone else to fill in the information. So, in order for us to protect some ranges so that they don't break any formulas, or so that we can just hide some information if we want to, we're going to use protection for our sheets and ranges. First, let's look at how we can share our table with other users. Here we have Share, and after that, we select the people we want to add, and we have three options. Add them as viewers. This mode can be set as default if you want no user to be able to modify the table, only view it. We can also add commenter mode, where a person cannot edit but can comment. And editor mode. In this case, this user has access to edit the entire table, and inside the table itself we can additionally add settings for data protection. So, for example, we have two tables. A table with settings, in which we specify data for the drop-down lists of the second table, which contains some transactions. And on the same transaction page, we have a column that contains array formulas, which are very sensitive to changes. Respectively, such columns are also better to be protected from editing, so that people who are not involved in customizing formulas could not break these formulas. So, let's start with how to protect an entire sheet. We go into the settings of the sheet itself and select Protect Sheet. Then we can choose which page we want to protect, and we can also exclude some cells if we want to keep some cells on that page editable. Next, we select the access settings, and here we have two options. Either select who can edit the data. This can be set custom if we have two or more people. Or we can default that only the owner of the table can edit. Alternatively, we can put a warning when editing, but in this case the editing will still be done, only with a warning, so I do not recommend using this method. Once we have chosen who we are giving the right to edit, we click Done, and therefore we have the first rule to protect the data of the whole sheet. Next, let's look at how we can do range-specific protection. In order to protect a specific range and not the whole sheet, we select the range we want to protect. And then through View More column actions, we go to Protect Range. Here we can also select separately our range, or the one we have already selected will be highlighted automatically. Next, we also select the access settings. Here we have no difference from how to customize the whole sheet. And after we have selected the accesses for certain users, we also click Done and the rule is added. Now, so that we can see all of our data protections, we can go to Data, look at Product Sheets and Ranges. And accordingly, we will have a dialog box that will show us, depending on the sheet, what settings we have available, what data protections we have applied to that sheet. And accordingly, we can change our accesses to any other settings here. Just a couple more additional recommendations. If you want the people from whom you are protecting the sheet, for example, to be unable to view the data at all, you can hide the sheet, and then the person will not be able to open it. Let's see how it works for a user with view access. We switch to another account that has access to this table. And now we will see that there is such a sheet here, but when we try to open it, we will see this warning that unfortunately, you can't edit or open it in any way. This is the same with ranges. We switch to our initial account of the author of the table. and if we hide a column here, then, in this case, if we switch to an account that does not have access to this range, we will not be able to open it. All in all, that's it. I recommend that you use these methods and regulate data protection. Give it a like if you enjoyed the video. If you still have any questions, ask them in the comments.